Hello everybody, in this video I will show you everything you need to know about panorama pictures and how to edit them in Lightroom. Intro. The first thing you have to pay attention is in the focal length that you're going to use. Normally you have to try to get as close as you can to the human eye, and that would be 50 millimeters if you have a full frame camera. So if you have a crop sensor, you just do the math. I'm going to leave it somewhere here. That doesn't mean that you can take pictures with other lenses. You can, but we're trying to make as perfection as we can. Another thing I want to mention is not to use ND filters. Normally ND filters are gonna give this little vignetting in the borders of the picture, and if you're gonna take 3, 4 or more pictures for your panorama photos, imagine how difficult it would be then in the future to edit them in Lightroom. Another thing is to try to keep your horizon as straight as possible. If it's possible for you, try to use a tripod, and the first thing you have to do is to level the tripod before you level the camera. Okay, now it's time to take pictures. I'm in the port of Koper here in Slovenia, and I think this ship is very colorful, so I'm gonna take a picture of this ship. Okay, now it's time to go to Lightroom and stitch all these pictures together to create a beautiful panorama. Okay guys, we are here in Lightroom. I'm gonna close this here, I don't need it, and I'm gonna close also this here because I don't need it for now, okay? We're not editing the picture, but we're gonna stitch them together. So we have here the 4 pictures. As you can see, I took this picture, then the next one is a little bit to the right, and the next one, and then the next one. I want to stitch all of these pictures together. So now what we need to do is to select the 4 of them. So we're going to click in the first one, we go to the last one, and pressing shift, holding shift, we're going to press here and click the number 4. As you can see, these 4 are already selected. Now what to do? We're going to right click. You can see here on the top it says photo merge. You have HDR, Panorama, HDR, Panorama. These are really cool options also. You know what? I'm gonna do a tutorial about HDR and HDR Panorama in the future. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is Panorama. You can see that Control M, they are the short keys. So actually, if you want, instead of going to right click and all of this, you do Control M. And this is what is going to open, and as you can see, is creating the panorama picture. And there you go, the panorama picture is done. But you can see these white spots over here, you see? White spot here, white spot here. What is happening here? Even though I was using a tripod and I was trying to be as steady as I can and trying to take in the horizon perfectly, it always, because when you are doing the curve, you're in a different angle, it's always going to do this curve, something like that. So this is fixing it, and that's why you're going to have this. But don't worry, you have here the option that says fill edges. So when you click fill edges, looks what is going to happen. It's starting to fix it. It says building preview. You'll see, and it takes a moment, but you have to be patient. There you go, look at this, beautiful. It's done, as simple as that. Now you have here the options: cylindrical, spherical, perspective. I use cylindrical or spherical. If you go to spherical, for example, you'll see what is going to happen. You'll see the difference. Sometimes it works better, sometimes cylindrical works better, so we'll see. There you go. In a spherical, for example, you see that the lines here are straight, are better. So I'm gonna stick with spherical, I think. And that's it, we have our panorama picture. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put merge. We have to wait a little bit. You can see here on the top corner, on the top left corner, that Lightroom is working, is creating the panorama picture. And that's it, we have our panorama picture, it's beautiful. Now you can come here also and start to edit a little bit the picture. But I like it like this. I'm gonna just do some little tweaks and that's it. Let's press double L to see how it's going to be if we isolate the picture. I like it. That's a panorama picture. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, give me a like. I'm actually posting every week and I'm preparing a free pack with a lot of presets for you. So actually you can click in the bell to be notified. Until next week.